Probably the most common tool I use up here is an angle grinder. I've got 3 or 4 of them. In fact, I've got 3 that I use all the time, and they normally lie on the bench where the cables get entangled up. This one happens to be a cordless one. So what I've done, I've drawn a simple angle grinder rack that I can store at the back of the door in my shed, because space is at a premium for me, and it'll keep them out of the way. So I'm going to cut it out, fold it, and install it. Nice, clean cut, very little drop. That setting fits about perfect. Unfortunately this won't fit in the my bender. It's about 1.5 inches too long, the bastard thing. So I'm going to have to bend it sort of the old school way. Normally use 2 pieces of angle line, but I haven't got any angle line. This sort of length. I'm just going to bend it on this bit of box section. I'll put a couple of clamps on each end. If I have it sort of like that, about the same. Clamp that in the vise, like that. And it should pull over there quite nicely. It's not going to be a sharp bend like you'd get with the bender, but I'm sure the hammer will be able to sort this out. Just because you haven't got a bender doesn't mean you can't bend things. You can. Just takes a little bit more sort of time and ingenuity. And we need to bend them across these 3 bits here, so we'll move things around a bit. It's surprising how strong this 2mm plate actually is. Oh. Just there. Right. It's a little bit tweaked, but basically it's kind of there. I'll give it a coat of paint. We've got the sun's out, nice and warm. I don't know how long for. Coat of primer and a coat of whatever colour I happen to have lying about. had some green paint left from Deborah's lamp, so we can use that. And that's just going to simply go on the back of the door like that. Right, well, eyeball it so it's nice and straight. That looks pretty good to me. Yep, that'll do. It's not going to go anywhere, I don't think. And the grinders, instead of being on the bench, will simply hang in there like that, ready for use at a moment's notice. These are the two I use all the time, and you can see they've both got guards on. I don't use grinders with no guards on. If you need to take the guard off, you've got the wrong tool. It's as simple as that. This is the one I use for shortening my tungstens. That can go there as well. So they're out the way. I use them at the vise. They're at hand. I can use them on the bench outside. Very happy. Sort some out with it. This is what you normally end up with, which is not really very good. You always end up with a mess like this, no matter how hard you try not to. I changed the leads on these grinders as well. I got some rubber covered wire, which is really flexible compared to the plastic stuff, which is not very nice. Put nice long wires on them as well. I might put some hooks on for the wires, I'm not sure. Let's see what sort of tangle I get into. That's one job less. When I'm working on the vase here, they're going to be there. This is my little industrial area at the top of the garden. I'm busy building a new shed to store material in. You can see I've got barbecues and anvils and vases. All this will be sorted out. New concrete to go down there. That's the wood store for the winter. But the way it's looking, it's very tempting to put a big roof across all of this. I don't know what Deborah will say like, but that's one of the best things I ever built. That vase on that table really is handy for grinding outside. There's an anvil hiding down there as well. I need to make a stand for that. Which is actually quite pleased because a new shed blocks out all my industrial shite. I mean, saying that, it helps use it as well. This is 12mm plate, half-inch plate. It's about the limit to what you can cut using a 50 cutter on SNNC. Put some fans on. Piercing the holes is a hard bit. Once you get the hole in, it's not too bad. You put the 4 bolt holes in first. This will be the last time I use the operating system as it is on this plasma table. The PC and the controller are going down to my friend Rob at Extreme Plasma to have the latest software put in, which makes things a lot easier and simpler to use. It's easy and simple now, but you can't beat easier and simpler. This is the box of stuff that Deborah got at the auction. These are what I wanted. They're piston rings And once I bought them, a friend of mine actually put them in the all piston rings of a 12 horsepower Foster stationary engine. So if anybody's got a 12 horse Foster and they want a set of rings, I've got 3 of them. I just want to hang one on the wall, possibly let Deb use them for some sort of art project. It'd be a shame to see them get scrapped. The lad that sold them had them for 50 years and he's never used them, so now I've got them. So piston rings. I'll show you what else is in the box. If there's anything you want, basically give us a shout, you can have it for postage. The little headlight reflector there. It's a tap wrench, the sort of tap wrench used for putting threads on pipe. Anybody wants that? There's this thing here, it's a rear start, an old fashioned rear start. Without a doubt that's asbestos in there, so I don't think I'll be doing a great lot with it. But it does work, and it is an old fashioned rear start. Tranco is an old name. What we've got in here is some engine valves. Not sure if they're being used, they're certainly in good condition. If anybody recognises them and can use them, they're there for the asking. I'll never use them. And we've got this thing here with a plug on it. I don't know what it does. Some sort of bit of test equipment. Looks like a temperature probe. I don't think I'll be plugging that in either. Some bits of piano hinge. Just sling there. Might throw that in the car, you never know, it might come in handy one day. I think tin boxes. The Sterling set mathematical instruments. I'm quite sure what is in here. We'll have a look if I can get the box open. Ah, we've got some squares and a wooden ruler. Interesting. Then there's some books. How to build your own caravan. Principles of flight. There's a friend of mine in the aircraft, he'd probably end up with that one. Home carpentry, fully illustrated. Small electric motor construction. That's some old books. Anybody wants them, except the flight one, are there to be had. And that's a tuft of grass. These are the spanners Deb bought for our art project. Nice big King Dick ones there. For 26mm, that'll be getting kept. 32mm, a handy size as well. 40mm, another 22, 24, the 36, 38. So they might come in handy. And then some more metal ones. 20, 32, and more big Whitworth ones. I think she paid £8 for all of it, and all I wanted was those piston rings. Anyway, interesting collection of shite, I suppose. Once again, it's just time to say thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do. As I keep saying, I'm getting very near to 100,000 subscribers. Anyway, thanks for watching.